Welcome to my channel. My name is Adam Wlęgała and today I'm going to review C.DIAG from Quantel. This is an automated platform that allows you to measure, calculate and display to the patient all the parameters of the dry eye. It's using the transillumination of meibography, that's the first on the market, and also heavily relies on the application of artificial intelligence for calculating parameters. Please stay with me and watch the review of Quantel C.DIAG. Let's start with the exterior. C.DIAG, as you can see, is computer together with the machine. It has minimalistic design. It has also medium-sized footprint, so it fits easily to most clinics. There is a tablet on the side, and this tablet is meant for the patient. It's an extra. You don't have to buy this. This tablet is mostly used for showing the patient the results, and then you have the manual knobs, and those manual knobs are used for changing the light source. So you can use the Placido, you can do magnification, or you can use the cone for lipid related parameters. There is a knob for moving the chin rest up and down. Newer models, they have this kind of roof over the C.DIAG, but ours is fine. It doesn't really affect the measurement. On the other side, you have the controls. There is a keyboard manual, but you can use also the touchscreen. If you wonder what kind of room is this, this is my university office. That's why there is a bicycle and a desk and so many chairs for students. And C.DIAG is right now in my university office because we do experiments on like dry eye and exercises. That's why the bike is there. You move the machine using a joystick, up and down, right to left. And then if you wonder what is this on the left side, this device, this is more or less a magnetic lid everter, and it's on magnet, so you don't lose it. If you fall, then it clips. So it's a very useful feature. It's connected also, so somebody won't steal it from you. I'm going to show you how it works. Obviously, you can search for existing patients. You can add a new patient. If you choose the existing patient, this is what you see, right? So you have the name, and then you can access the patient's files, or you can start new examination. The first thing you are going to see when you start the examination are those images showing you what kind of cone goes with which examination. This is important because you don't want to switch between the cones. So it doesn't make sense for you to measure blinking, then lipid, and then T-boot, because you will have to switch the cones more than once. That's why you have this information. And then obviously you can use an existing protocol, or you can choose the examination that you want to do for this particular patient, for this particular examination, dragging and dropping them as you wish. So you can mix them. You can have the questions after the examination or before the examination as you wish. It's fairly customizable. I usually start with questionnaires. So this is not a standardized, this is just a medical history, but it's very useful because it's more or less structured very well. You have open questions and also yes or no questions here. In the same way, you have the standardized OSDI or speed tests, standardized questionnaires that the patient is being asked. If you want to do the exam, this is what you are going to see. So you need to obviously have the correct cone to correct type of examination, and then you have the explanation. You need to explain this to patient, blink and then hit the start or the opposite, and then when you do the exam, you'll have it. After each exam, you can move to the other eye. You can have only one eye, or you can have both eyes. I usually do both eyes because it's faster than just hitting one exam, one eye, and then waiting for the analysis and then do it. So I usually do both. And if you need to change the cone, you change the cone, as you can see. And here you do the lipid layer tests. It's not really foolproof, so you can theoretically do the same exam with, let's say, Placido cone, and then you will have false results. So it's important for you to just think about this examination. It's not totally automatic. And the great thing is that this machine operates in multiple languages, so you can have Polish language, for instance, and everybody's probably waiting for meibography because meibography here is really unique. This is how the lid everter works, and you see it's after training, after a few weeks, I really managed to be an expert in lid eversion using this machine. And you see the trans illumination of the meiboms, and you see how and why this is so cool compared to just the infrared that's on the other machines. After you're done with the exam, you can analyze the exam, and it takes a while. So I recommend using C.DIAG first before the slit lamp. Then you take the patient, you have time for slit lamp examination while the machine analyzes, because it takes a few minutes to get whole analysis done. This time is necessary for the AI algorithms to actually properly calculate this. If you're using ChatGPT, then sometimes you don't get the answer right away, right? You still need to wait, and this is happening here. Once you are done with the imaging, you can see it. You don't need any special software right on the machine. Obviously, firstly, you can see the questionnaires, the results, but there is also a generated report. So this could be printed out, this could be given, emailed to the patient, printed or added to your EMR. And it's meant to be very easy to read, right? So you have on the first page, you have all the information summary, and then you have a detailed images plus the information about each and individual exam. So these are the results from the questionnaires. This is how they look. So for both, you have the value and you have the color-coded scale. Plus, you also have comments. But what can we actually measure here? Well, firstly, we can measure blinking rate. And then you get the frequency per minute, but also average area not covered by the blinks. What else? You also get the information how many are like full blinks and how many are just partial blinks. And then you get the percentage of opening. How long does the blinking takes? Second thing we can measure is obviously lipid layer. You can get the grade, but you also get the thickness of the lipid layer. Next, we can measure the tear stability, and then you get the information about the first significant breakup time, and then average tear stability. Plus, you also get this nice graph, this nice sector transformation of the breakup time, and you also have the graph showing you the first breakup and then average breakup per blink. Tear meniscus is more or less self-explanatory. You get the height of the tear meniscus, and then we have the meibography. And here the report gives us the information about the grade, but also percentage loss, while transillumination informs us about the state of the meibom, whether they are clogged or alive or dead. This technique allows better visualization of them. Whoever is dry eye oriented knows that in dry eye you have plenty of scales, and C.DIAG really helps you with them because you can take the photo of the external parts of the eye with a magnifying cone, and then you get the representative images of a certain grade of, for instance, conjunctival redness, staining, infiltrates, corneal staining, limbal redness, meibomian gland dysfunction, superior limbic keratoconjunctivitis, or Oxford scale. And your job is to match the patient's eye to the representative image that you have here. And then you can modify the examination, you can modify the reports, you can create new reports with the examinations you want, you can discard the ones that you don't. Dry eye monitoring and treatment is all about follow-ups. So naturally, C.DIAG has a very nice follow-up option. When the patient comes, automatically on your report, you will get a graph. So whether it's the speed, whether these are questionnaires or tests like blinking frequency or T-boot, you can see how your treatment affected the patient's vision subjectively and also objectively. You see, my reports also have comments. And this comments, which is the diagnosis of patients, is also added automatically. You can also have the proposal for the management done automatically and inserted into the comment section. You can change the settings of the machine, you can customize, you can add protocols, you can add your logo, you can add your name, you can change the protocols. You can also change the report, the layout of the report, and many other things. And also you can change the language, as you already witnessed. You can also do upgrades manually here, and it's very straightforward. You just click it and then the machine resets, and you don't have to pay for it. You can do it yourself. It's very important because, for instance, part of this movie was done on the 105, then I upgraded this, and then on 107 version you already have the progression. You also have the more information about the blinking areas not covered, and also lipid thickness. So possibly in like future updates, we are going to see more indices, and it's going to be more comprehensive. Okay, that was the presentation. Right now it's time for a review. You see that this machine is not really complicated. It's easy to use. It's not like Corvis, my previous review, and it's a very good sign, because the next question I want to always answer is, who is this machine for? So I would say the first people that come to mind are those who have never had any dry eye machines. They have not so extensive knowledge and experience, so they can jump into dry eye assessment with this machine, because it gives you like very straightforward answers to the patient's problems. Okay, that's the first thing. Secondly, this machine is also very patient oriented, because you can give it to the patient, you can give the reports, and the patient will understand this, right? With all these color-coded bars with, like red bad and green good, they also understand this. It's great for showing the patients. It's especially useful for patients who have like discrepancies between signs and symptoms. So we have those patients who are, like, I have terrible dry eye, and then you see it's not really that bad. So you can say, hey, it's not that terrible. You can convince them. Or on the other side, patients with neurotrophic keratitis, they usually don't feel much problem, yet the ocular surface is very bad. So it's great. And then definitely this tablet that's on the side, it really helps to do that. On the other side, I wish this tablet was a touchscreen. I really do, because then you can have the questionnaires for the patient, and the patient can do the questionnaires, let's say, in the meantime. Or this machine is meant for premium practices, where you have a staff that's going to ask the question and the patient doesn't have to do anything. So this is also the philosophy maybe behind this machine, because this is a high-end dry eye diagnostic platform. Another thing that I find quite problematic with this machine is that it's pretty pricey. That's a problem. And then you see things like the knobs, right? I thought that when you pay so much, you will have like electronic chin rest. Here it's still manual, so I think it's not really that good. Another drawback of this machine is that it's pretty slow, right? So just the, taking images is fast, but then it takes time to reanalyze. I guess this can be improved with software or hardware in later generations, but as of today, it takes quite a lot of time. On the other side, this whole design is very compact. It doesn't require much space. And I also like the lid inverter, because it's really useful. And if you learn how to use this properly, you are going to save a lot of time on lid inversion. And another great feature is that you don't really have to do anything with this machine. You just take the images, you need to properly do it, and then the machine calculates this. This ensures very high repeatability, and that anybody can use this. Unlike older dry eye machines where you needed to manually measure tear meniscus height or mark the meibomian glands, here almost everything is automatic. What about very difficult eyes, like eyes after PK, eyes after scarring, or very keratoectatic eyes? The machine is not going to do it properly if you have very high level of irregularities on the cornea, despite what we want, right? Because it's definitely something that I would like to see, the dry eye analysis in patients after PK. But except for meibography, this will not really work properly. Another great feature is that you actually have movies and the images. Why is this important? Because if somebody mistook the counts, or like here, the patient wasn't really fixating, the exam is not going to be valid. Secondly, thanks to the movies, you can see slightly more. You can see the inflammation, you can see the redness of the conjunctiva. So it's actually quite useful technique. Fluorescein stability is the only thing that you manually mark, so that's why I always also check this. And obviously I always see meibography because transillumination gives you this idea about the state of the meibums, whether they are clogged or not. Overall, Quantel C.DIAG stands out as a reliable, well-designed anterior segment diagnostic tool. It combines user-friendly operation with AI-based diagnosis and also proposal of the treatment that fits the modern ophthalmic workflow. If you're looking for an efficient, space-saving diagnostic solution, C.DIAG is definitely worth a closer look. Thank you very much for watching my review. I hope you've enjoyed. Please subscribe and goodbye.